तस्मा भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord.
All glories to Sri Guru. All glories to Sri Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovishyam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudev. Today I shall speak before you about Maharaj Parikshit, the hero of Srimad Bhagavatam is King Parikshit. As the hero of Mahabharata, the great history of India, Mahabharata. Now, this Bharat, I have several times explained, Bharat means this planet, and Mahabharata means the complete history of the whole world. Nowadays, at the present moment, history means a chronological record, but previously, history means only the important incidences at different times they were recorded. Therefore, in Mahabharata or any other Puranas, Puranas are also history, we don't find any chronological incidences one after another. But the most important selected incidences, especially in connection with God realization, they are recorded. So this Mahabharata is also a history. And as history is liked by common man, so Mahabharata was written by Vasudev for understanding of the most common man. Sri Shudra Dijabandhuna Traina Sruti Gochara. Sri Vasudev has given explanation why he compiled Mahabharata, the great history of this Bharat. Now it is called India, but the planet was called Bharat, Bharatvarsha. So he has given explanation that the Vedic principles, Vedic instructions, they are not directly understandable by common men and women. Sri Shudra Dijabandhuna. So who are common men? Women class as a class. And Shudra, laborer class, working class. And Sri Shudra Dijabandhuna. And Dija means twice born, the higher caste. The higher caste means they must be twice born. How is that? One birth is father and mother, real father and mother. And the next birth is spiritual master and the Vedas. That means when one is trained up in the matter of real knowledge, Veda means real knowledge, by the guidance of the spiritual master, he is supposed to be twice born. So Dijabandhu, twice born means culture and society. Those who have Vedic culture, those who have followed the Vedic principles rigidly. It doesn't matter whether he is a householder or a brahmachari or a sannyasi. There are 8 divisions of human society, 4 divisions social structure and 4 divisions for spiritual enlightenment. So unless the 8 divisions are properly managed, that is not human society. Human society is distinct from animal society by culture. What is that culture? Vedic culture. Knowledge. Vedic means knowledge. One must be equipped with full knowledge. So, this Vedic culture, Vasudev says, or the Vedic principles are not very easily understood by woman class, by worker class, and Dijabandhu. Dijabandhu means the boys who have taken birth in the family, who are supposed to be very cultured, but their habit is different. They are called Dijabandhu. In every country, that deterioration of social structure has already begun. They are called Varna Sankara. Varna Sankara actually means that those who are illegitimate. So, for them, it is very difficult to understand the Vedic principles. Therefore, the same knowledge is described in stories, just like Mahabharata, Puranas, and for understanding of all men, all women. So Mahabharata is especially written for such class of men and women. And the hero of Mahabharata is Arjuna. Similarly, the hero of Srimad Bhagavatam is Arjuna's grandson, Maharaj Parikshit, King Parikshit. Now, the history of Srimad Bhagavatam is like this, that Parikshit Maharaj was a great king, emperor of the world, very pious, devotee, all qualified. So, sometimes he went to the forest for hunting. The hunting is allowed to the Kshatriyas, king, royal king. Why? Because the king has to look after administration of the society. Therefore, sometimes he has to order to kill some man, hang this man, or sometimes he will take the sword in his own hand and kill the culprit, criminal, immediately. So, therefore the killing practice was allowed to the Kshatriyas, royal family. Therefore, sometimes the king would go into the forest and uh, kill some animals to practice. Just like in the medical laboratory, physiological laboratory, some animals are tested to see the physiological condition of the body. Similarly, always these experiments are made on the animals. So, Maharaj Parikshit went to the forest for hunting. So, he was very tired. He was very tired and he entered the cottage of one hermitage. Uh, he was at that time in meditation. So, Parikshit Maharaj was very much thirsty and hungry, and because he was king, he can order anyone, royal order. So he entered the cottage and asked the hermitage, that Muni, that please give me something to eat, I am very hungry, or give me some drinking, water. But he was in meditation, by chance he could not hear Maharaj Parikshit, he was silent. But because he was king, royal power, he little became agitated, although he was very nice king. Oh, he is disobeying my order. Then he became disgusted, and there was a dead serpent lying there. So he took that dead serpent and put it on the neck of the hermitage, and went out. Now, that hermitage had one boy, 10 years, 12 years old, and that boy had some playmates. They were playing, and some of the boys informed the son of that hermitage that your father has been insulted by the king. He is garlanded with a dead snake. So that boy, the son of that hermitage, became very angry. And he cursed him. At one point is here to see that a child of a Brahmin, a son of a Brahmin, was so powerful that he could curse a great king like Maharaj Parikshit. That you have insulted my father, so that snake will bite you within 7 days and you will die. This was the verse. Now the boy came back home and saw the father was garlanded with this dead snake, and he began to cry. He felt so much that his father was insulted. His father was Brahmin, he was Brahmin, or Brahmin has been insulted by the Kshatriya. So he felt too much, he began to cry. So by his crying, that hermitage came to his senses and asked the boy, why you are crying? Oh, father, you do not know, you have been insulted by the king in this way, and I have cursed him. Oh, his father being astonished. Oh, you have cursed Maharaj Parikshit? You have done the greatest blunder. Such a nice king, depending on him, the subjects, the citizens are sleeping very peacefully. There is no danger, and you have cursed him. Oh, he became very much sorry. And that description is there. Next day we shall explain how he was sorry. But after all, the cursing was already there. So he sent information to the king that, my dear king, this accident is already done. So you prepare yourself for death. That information was given. So Parikshit Maharaj was also very sorry that I insulted a Brahmin, which I should not have done. And he welcomed the cursing, that it is good for me that I have been cursed, so that in future I shall not dare to act like that. He was such a nice king. Anyway, he was young man. He was not old man. He was within 30s. So immediately he entrusted the whole kingdom to his young boy, and he left home. Left home and went to the Ganges side. The kingdom of Maharaj Parikshit was supposed to be situated somewhere in New Delhi, and there is a river called Jamuna. The Jamuna or Ganges, practically it is coming out from the same source, and that is according to Jiva Goswami. But Jamuna is supposed to be more sacred than the Ganges, because in the Jamuna Lord Krishna enjoyed. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that Maharaj Parikshit went to the bank of the Ganges. But near New Delhi side there is no Ganges, there is Jamuna. So it is to be taken that he went to the side of the Jamuna. Anyway, the news spread all over the world that the great king has been cursed and he is going to die within 7 days. So all great sages, saintly persons, scholars, kings, they went to see him at the Ganges side. There was great assembly, and Parikshit Maharaj inquired from everyone that now it is settled that I am going to die. The time is fixed already. Within a week I shall be dying. Now what is my duty? The thing is that before death we must prepare ourselves. The present nonsense civilization, they don't prepare. They simply accept the flash life, all in all. The other day I was corresponding with one gentleman in London, Mr. Webb. He is a little atheistic. He says that there is no life next. Just like a flower. A flower is bloomed and finished. So I have replied that no, it is not finished. How it can be finished? The seed of the flower remains. Seed of the flower remains. So long the seed of the flower will remain, there will be many thousands and millions of manifestations of the flower. Similarly, this body may be finished, but the seed of the body, the soul, that is eternal. it will develop another body. That is a fact. Just like in this very life, every one of us experiencing that because I am the seed of this body, seed, just uh, try to understand this word seed. Just like you have got idea, a small seed of a banyan tree. It is smaller than even a mustard grain, but in that seed there is potency of a big tree, uh, so high, uh, 100 stories high. In your country I see so many big trees very high. There are many other big trees in other planets. So, but that big tree means that seed. Either within that seed there is so much potential that we do not understand. Actually, the materialist scientists, they cannot produce such seed. That if you want the tree, you have to sow one seed. If you have to produce a child, you have to sow. The man has to sow the seed in the womb of the woman. This is practical. So, the seed is eternal. That we get information from Vedic literature. Bijaham sarvabhutana, na hannate hannamane sarire. That bead, that seed does not, I mean to say, annihilate, because the body is annihilated. This is the basic principle of understanding for making progress in spiritual life. One who does not understand this basic principle, that the spirit soul, the seed is eternal and it is transmigrating different bodies. And factually we know that my father gave the seed in the womb of my mother, that seed, and from that seed developed this body. But I am, when my body was just like as small, just like a pea, I was there, and I have become so big, I am there. There's so many bodily changes have taken place, but I am there. Similarly, तथा देहांतरं प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र नमयति. Similarly, when we change this body finally and take another body, so one who knows the fact of the science of birth and death, he is not disturbed. He is not disturbed. Dhirastatta namayati. Dhira means intelligent, cool-headed, not rascal. So, this very word is used, dhira. Dhira means cool-headed, not disturbed. Namayati is not bewildered, just changing this word. So, now the business is that before changing this body, what kind of other body I am going to get, that is my business. That we can get according to as I deserve. Just like as you educate yourself in your childhood, so you get a particular type of post when you are businessman or working man. If you have got sufficient education, you would get good post, good salary. And if you are a nonsense, then you have to work like ordinary man, no good post. Just we get different types of post according to our culture or education. Similarly, this body, this human body, is the preparation ground for the next type of body. If you neglect that, then we are taking the risk. So, Parikshit Maharaj, he was not a fool, he was a learned king. So, all the great sages and saintly persons assembled there, uh, he asked them, my dear sons, you are so kind that you have come here at the time of my death. So kindly let me know what is my duty at the present moment. So there were different kinds of authorities. Different kinds of authorities means some are in favor of fruitive activities, karma kanda, pious activities. Some are in favor of yoga principle. Some are in favor of philosophical speculation, and some are in favor of devotional service or bhakti. So fortunately, Sukadeva Goswami, a boy of 16 years old, but he was highly elevated in spiritual knowledge, the son of Vyasdev. He was wandering all over the world naked and without any care for his body or social convention. Of course, he did not come into the cities, but he heard that Parikshit Maharaj was going to die. He is in need of some spiritual instruction. So he also came there in that meeting. And when he was coming, because he was a naked boy, 16 years old boy, the street boys was throwing stone upon him. Somebody was fighting, just like a madman. But when he entered the assembly, everyone stood up. Then the rascal creatures was annoying him. They fled out. So he is an important man. So many sages and saintly persons stood up. So anyway, when he reached there, Parikshit Maharaj received him. That is my good fortune that at this time you have come, because it is very rarely you go to anyone's house, but Krishna has sent you. Now, what is my duty? Parikshit Maharaj was from the very beginning, because the whole family, Pandav family, they are devotees of Lord Krishna. So naturally, he was devotee of Lord Krishna. And when he was child, he was playing with the doll of Krishna. These are described here. So he asked, what is my duty? Shall I continue my talks on Krishna? Because naturally I am inclined to Krishna. So what is your advice? So in answer to that, Sukadeva Goswami, now one thing we should note in this connection, that Parikshit Maharaj, he was a powerful king. He was equipped with everything, but he did not counteract the curse. He could counteract that curse. He was so powerful. But he accepted. All right, I am cursed. I shall give up my life within 7 days. That means he took it as an opportunity that I am going to death within 7 days, that is certain, and I must prepare myself fully so that my next life I can approach Krishna. So this is a good opportunity that I have got 7 days time. We haven't got 7 seconds time. We do not know. Nobody has served me notice. We find by practical experience that we are walking on the street, all of a sudden there is some accident and we die. There is possibility. So the important point is that Maharaj Parikshit was fortunate enough to get 7 days time before his death. But we do not know how much time is there for our death. So how much serious we shall be. Chanakya Pandit says that if you want to make spiritual advancement, then you should always think that death is next moment. Death is next moment. Because there is no guarantee when death is coming. If I think that death is next moment, that is not any utopian. The next moment may be my death. And Chanakya Pandit says, but if you want to be materially happy, you should always think that I shall never die. Although it is false idea, everyone will die. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was preparing. How he was preparing? He did not take 7 days even a drop of water. He sat down tight on the bank of the Ganges, and the Sukadeva Goswami narrated the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he heard, and at the end of 7 days, at the particular time, he was bitten by a snake and he left this world. Now, the beginning of the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is the answer. See, Sukha Uvacha, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, because in the previous chapter, the questions were put by Maharaj Parikshit. So what is my duty? What is my duty? He says, because he wanted to know about Krishna. So Sukadeva Goswami is approving his very nice question. Varyane sati prashna krito lupo hitang nipa atmavis sammato pumsang suto vyadi suja para. My dear King, Parikshit, you have put very nice question. And to hear about Krishna is the topmost subject of hearing. Suta vyadi suja para. Para means topmost, the highest. So, your question whether to hear about Krishna is welcome. Varyane sati Krishna. Krito loka hitamrita. This prashna, this question is very much beneficial to the people in general. Lokahita. Because Parikshit Maharaj was questioning and Sukadeva Goswami was answering, but there are many other persons. Although the questions and answers were only for Parikshit Maharaj, not for others. But everyone expected that because Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to the king, that speaking must be very important to everyone. So all the great sages, even the father of Sukadeva Goswami, Vyasdev, who is the compiler of so many Vedic literature, he also came there to hear his 16 years old boy. He was so elevated. It does not matter whether a man is old or young. It is a question of knowledge. So Sukadeva Goswami was so elevated that so many persons assembled there, and the Suta Goswami, who spoke this Srimad Bhagavatam for the second time among the sages of Naimisharanya, he was also present in that meeting, and he heard from Sukadeva Goswami and he repeated to the sages of Naimisharanya. So, Sri Krishna Savanabhiprayana Parama Prasna Krita Esatu Bharyan. Sukadeva Goswami is congratulating Maharaj Parikshit that you have raised the question of Krishna, understanding Krishna. It is very welcome. Jab prashnopi srutabhyadishu para. Such kind of question is the topmost question. Topmost question. There is no more better question than this. In other words, when you become inquisitive to understand the Krishna consciousness, then that very questions will elevate you to the highest perfectional stage. So Sotabhyasi ja para, jasya prasnasyapi sobanadu parama purusartha. Now Parikshit Maharaj Sukadeva Goswami says that the question put by you and the answer which I shall give to you, even the general persons who are assembled here, they do not understand it rightly. But simply hearing that mantra or the answer will give him the highest quality benefit. In another place, it is stated, Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Savana Kirtana. Now these, the classes which we hold here, we invite everyone. But those who are fortunate, they come here. But even those who are coming here, they do not understand the philosophy. But simply by hearing the vibration of Hare Krishna or the sound vibration, just as I am speaking to you, they will be benefited. Even without understanding. It is such a nice Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Savana Kirtan. That Krishna, description of Krishna is itself a pious activity. Punna Savana. Because it is pious, so anyone who is speaking or anyone who is hearing, that is, both of them are benefited. How they are benefited? Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Samana Kirtana Riddantasta Avadrani Vidhunati Srihisata. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart. It is not that because I am a sannyasi and Krishna is sitting within my heart. No. Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. Ishara Sarvabhutanam Nirdesha. So, and he is sentient. He is perfect in knowledge. So, this very act that one is trying to understand Krishna, that makes Krishna very pleased. Because you have kindly come here, the Krishna is within you, and because you are giving your patient hearing, he is already pleased. He is already pleased with you. And the effect will be that Sinnatang Sakata Krishna Punna Savana Kirtana riddantasta avadrani. Abhadra means the nasty things which have accumulated within our heart since time immemorial. The beginning is that I am this body, this conception. Ah, this is animal conception. I am this body. So, due to this misconception of our life, we have accumulated many dirty and dusty things within our heart. So if we hear Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, even if we do not understand it, the action will be there. The action will be there. Just like if you touch fire, either you understand it or not understanding, that fire is fire, it will burn your finger. Just like if a child, he does not understand what is fire, but if he touches fire, his fingers or hand will be burnt immediately. There is no mercy. Oh, here is an innocent child, he does not know. No, the law of nature will act. Similarly, Krishna Katha, Pannasavana Kirtana, it is so pious and it is so spiritual that anyone will hear it, either by understanding or without understanding. The action will be there like fire. So, Bariyane Sati Prashna. So, it is now 8:15 and 8:10. Now, we shall discuss this meeting of Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami continually. So you please come. Even if you do not understand, you can understand because we invite questions and answers. So any human being can understand that even if we do not understand, the action of hearing will be there. Our philosophy, they are purified or attracted simply by the sound vibration. It is so nice. So, if we simply give our oral reception to this transcendental sound, then there is immense profit. Immense profit. So invite everyone to come here and take this advantage. Thank you. Any question? Mahabharata and author is Vedas. Author means it is not an imaginary story. It is historical fact. History anyone can write. So if you mean by author that something original, just like at the present moment there are so many authors of some fiction, novel and fictitious. It is not like that. The historical incidences were there and it was put forward by Vedas. In that sense he is author. 5,000 years before. It was after the battle of Kurukshetra. The battle of Kurukshetra was fought about 5,000 years ago. And the Srimad Bhagavatam was written after writing Srimad Mahabharata. When Vasudev was not satisfied in his heart, even by writing Mahabharata and Vedanta Sutra, he was sitting morose, and he was thinking that I have written so many nice literature, why I am not happy. At that time, his spiritual master, Narad, came and he instructed him that you have written the history of Mahabharata. It is very nice. There is some idea of Krishna or God, but not absolute. You write some book in which simply, absolutely about Krishna is there. So under his instruction, he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Some time elapsed between the actual, between the Vyas's reception of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the actual writing down of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Was it passed orally, or was it written down by Vyasa immediately at the time?
That doesn't matter. If you know something, if you write after some years, what is the difference? That is not very important. It was written for the person, formally there was no written literature. Simply by hearing from the spiritual master, that memory was so sharp that they would grasp. But in this age, the memory is not such sharp. Therefore, written records are, so these written records were made by Vedas, all the literature. Formally before Vedas, there was no written literature. Simply, it is called Shruti. Shruti means simply by hearing. The students should learn simply by hearing. Their memory was so sharp. But at the present age, so many things are reducing gradually. The memory is reducing, the duration of life is reducing, the strength is reducing, and the mercy is reducing. So many things are reducing. We are thinking that we are making progress, but actually we are reducing. This is called mind. We are making progress on the wrong side. That means reducing. Everyone you know that people are not so much merciful at the present moment. If a man is attacked by some rogue, nobody is going to help him. If a man's apartment is, there is a burglar thief, nobody is going to help him. Or if a man is very poor, nobody is going to help him. It is dwindling, it is decreasing. Similarly, duration of life. Your grandfather, your forefathers, they are living up to 100 years or more than that. And now they are living 60 or 70 years. Similarly, memory. And memory is also reducing. So knowledge is also reducing. So this is the symptom of this age. Things will reduce. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya's gift is most magnanimous. He knows that people will not be very much alert in accepting spiritual knowledge after undergoing so much austerities and penances. Let them chant Hare Krishna and they get it immediately. That is the special gift of Lord Chaitanya, and Rupa Goswami therefore prayed him, Namo Mahamadana. You are the greatest munificent incarnation, Krishna Prema Pradayate. You are distributing love of Krishna. So, unfortunately, we are not ready to accept his benediction. Any other question?
The stories of Krishna's pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, are they found in the Vedas also?
Yes.
Yes. Why would they be written then?
Eh?
Why would they be written then?
Written?
Why would
Nothing
they?
was written. Vedas was also not written. They are heard from disciplic succession. The first writing business was done by Vedas. Before that there was nothing in writing. All Vedic scriptures, they were learned by simply hearing. That's all. The brahmacharis will lead in the direction of the spiritual master and hear in the class and they will learn. That's all. No written book, neither there is no book. Everything once heard was finished. So there is no need of writing. Therefore this whole Vedic literature is called Shruti. Shruti means simply hearing. There was, even in recent years, there was a learned Pandit in Calcutta, and there was some, in the British days, there was some quarrel between two Britishers, and one of them complained to the magistrate, and the magistrate inquired, who is your witness? Then one of them said that, well, there was nobody else, but there was a Pandit. He was worshipping in that bank of the Ganges, so we had some quarrel. He has heard it. So he was called, so he stated that I do not know what they talked, because they were talking in the English language. But I can produce what they talk. So he produced the whole thing verbatim. That he talked like this, he talked like this, he talked like this, he talked. Just like record, tape record. Just see, even some 100 years before, the memory was so sharp. Just like tape record, it is recorded. This is mechanical. But by nature, we have got such nice brain, just like we remember so many things of our past life. That is recorded. Actually, it is recorded. Everything is recorded. How you are getting this television? Because it is recorded in the atmosphere. It is being simply transferred. Everything is recorded. But we have deteriorated in our even physical condition that we cannot produce the recorded version. So we are making ourselves dullest. Just like Sir George Bernard Shaw, he also stated that you are what you eat. So by eating process, we are making our brain dull. So there is need of nice eating, nice talking, nice thinking, nice behavior, then our brain is sharp. It requires training. It is not that you can do whatever you like and all nonsense and your brain will be sharp. What is the difference between crazy and sane man? They keep nice behavior, therefore they are sane man. And if you put your nonsense behavior, then you become crazy. This is a fact. All right, chant. भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तबिंद की जय. All glories to the Assembled Devotees. All glories to the Assembled Devotees. All glories to the Assembled Devotees. Thank you very much.